You already know, man. It's Deion Dawkins, and you listening to the Real Deal Sports Show on the Beat 105.5.
What's going on? Hey, that beat dropping. Hey,
Yeah, Deion up early in the morning today.
he getting it in early for us, man, as he always does. Deion Dawkins, what's going on? The Real Deal Sports Show family, man. Here we coming to you live from the one and only Rock Pawnbrokers Studio, man. We talking sports of all sorts, getting ready to get it in. The Fanatic back again, ready to get it in this week. Talking sports of all sorts. What a time to be alive. So much great sports going on in the local Rochester community and on the national level. We'll talk about it all. We're going to go ahead and pass it on over to the living legend, the man who knows it all, especially everything's Buffalo Bills, the Challenger Community News legend, the one, the only, Radman. What's happening? Good morning, Radman.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another live. We're coming to you live through your speakers on WLGZ HD2, the Beat 105.5 Real Deal Sports Show. We're ready to get it in. We got a lot of hot topics to hit with the show, but we broadcasted live from the Rock Pawnbrokers Studio. Coming to you live. See Sammy and the crew up there at Rock Pawnbrokers. Hey, layaway is in season. It's time for layaway. You want to get that layaway? It's wide open now. Stop by Rock Pawnbrokers, 559 State Street. If you need to do the layaway deal, go ahead and put it down. He's ready and ready for you to get that Christmas and holiday gift secured earlier in the season. So stop on by our show, friend of the show, Sammy Cruz and the whole family and the whole staff at Rock Pawnbrokers. One of the very friendliest staffs you ever want to meet in the Rochester marketplace or anywhere in the country. You can't find better service than the service you get at Rock Pawnbroker. So check them out. And we broadcasting live from their studios this morning. And we'll get to JD Grocery. Mr. James Smith made his transition recently, a few weeks ago. He's one of our dedications for today, as well as the Buffalo 10. We'll never forget the Buffalo 10, and we will always support the Buffalo 10. And keep in mind, they're getting a memorial together over there for them over there in Buffalo. We will never forget the Buffalo 10. Let's raise right, guys.
You know that's right. Well, you know that's what it is. Hey, but make sure that we do it. Hey, like, comment, subscribe to us on YouTube. We appreciate you all viewing. We got our viewers going live. You can check us out at any time. The internet saves it all. So check us out, YouTube at Real Deal Sports Show. Hit the bell icon to receive notifications. Hey, it costs you nothing just to hit that subscribe button. Means everything to us. So we would appreciate that. And make sure once you do it, tell a friend to tell a friend. And also listen to us 105.5 to beat. Hey, well, we appreciate it. Usually, of course, here with us, man, we talk about a lot of football. That's where we started off. But today, we're going to keep you on your toes, man. It's the MLB segment. Man, oh, man. I hope we are getting some young audience members who maybe are like, I don't know about baseball. Man, it is nothing like playoff baseball. No time limit. You just know 9 innings. Hey, somebody's got to win. Hey, may go to extra innings. It is just an amazing, amazing series. And we're having 2 of the best National League Championship Series and American League Championship Series. Let me just set the table before I send it over to Radman. Can't believe it, man. The Astros were down 2-0, left for dead against the Texas Rangers, in-state rivalry. And Texas was up 2-0 and then turn around. And now Houston has won 3 straight now to make sure that they are in not complete control, but in pretty good control right now. They had a top of the 9th 3-run home run that I need to talk about. Jose Altuve. That dude is amazing, even with the little cheating scandal with the buzzer that he had going on 2 years ago when they were cheating, got caught cheating. But hey, if you in sports, you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, right? University of Michigan and all them other haters who now want to call on Jim Harbaugh about supposedly stealing signs, but that's another subject for a different segment here. But the Houston Astros now have won 3 straight. They are so great on the road, better road team. They actually have a .667 winning percentage on the road in playoff action. That is insane to say you win 2 out of your 3 games on the road. And they done put 3 straight on the Texas Rangers there in Arlington. And then it got a little testy last night, Rad, man. They ejected our man Dusty Baker. Shout out to him, man. People said they thought he wasn't a great manager back with those Barry Bond days with the Angels, man. I'm glad to see our man Dusty Baker still doing it. Garcia hit a big home run, man. So overall, Brad, I'm gonna pass it to you on this one, but just to let everybody know, the Rangers are now down 3-2 to the Astros, where the action shifts back for the next game and potentially a Game 7 in Houston. Astros are up 3-2 in the best-of-7 series. Radman, what are you seeing in that Astros-Rangers series?
What I'm seeing, what I thought I might see, and I can't believe I'm seeing it. I took the over every game, 8, 9 runs, 8. It started at 8.
Win some money, people, not just football. Win some money.
Win some money. I hope you were following me because I was telling you take the over in the early games. I lost with the Astros the first 2. Astros on the road. They own that stadium, that brand new ballpark. They own it. I mean, they done won 9 out of 10 games in that ball. That's unheard of to win 9 out of 10 games in a visiting ballpark. But it must fit them really well because Dusty Baker said he can't figure it out. He said it ain't no. And the best thing about this series, you got Bruce Bochy, the manager of the Texas Rangers, 68 years old. You have Dusty Baker, 74 years old. And a lot of our listeners out here, like myself, I remember when both of those guys played. I remember Bruce Bochy as a catcher with the Padres and several other teams. He was a very good catcher. Something about catchers. They seem to do well as managers in Major League Baseball. Dusty Baker, a great outfielder with those championship World Series winning teams with the LA Dodgers in the outfield. Him, Reggie Smith, Ron Say, all of those guys. Lopez, second. Oh, man, they had Steve Garvey at first. Man, they just had an all-star lineup. The LA Dodgers and Yankees used to get it on back in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. Dusty Baker. No analytics in this series. It's pure managing, eyeball test. He saw Chapman came out there. When he walked that guy, he said, oh, hell no. Wait a minute. I don't like what I see with this cat. He jumped right out the dugout. He said, yo, call down there. Make sure he's ready. We're going to stall a little bit. He went right out there and pulled Chapman and said, no, man. He got the first 2 outs. But then when he got the guy, he said, nah, man. The analytics say stay in the game. Nah, man. You take analytics and leave that in the waste paper basket. You get rid of that. You see the eyeball test. He was worried about him. Altuve almost put it out on the next pitcher, but he hit it all the way to the wall where the outfielder made the catch right there at the 372 mark. But then in the 9th inning, when he switched and brought kept Leclerc in, I said, oh, man, Leclerc, he got a gas can every time he go to the mound. He carrying a gas can. It's just wonder, is he going to light it or what and blow up on the mound? And that's what he did. He came out there, single, a base hit, a walk. Here come Altuve again. What you going to do, Leclerc? Are you going to try to fool him? Altuve went down low and just drilled that ball out the ball, just out the outstretched arms of that outfielder who had robbed him most of that series so far there. Hit it out, take a 5-4 lead. Then you turn around, Presley comes in, have a little trouble, but the Astros, cool as a cucumber, man, came with a nice defensive catch by the shortstop. Then they came with 2 flyouts. Game is over. Game 7 match. 5-4. Astros win. 3-2. Sunday night, 8 o'clock. They'll be back in Houston where they haven't won. Neither team has won. The home team has not won in this series yet. I'm very concerned about that. Can the Astros break that slump and win at least one game, one of the next 2 games at home? Fanatic, it's going to be very interesting to see how this series plays out. But the Rangers, their bullpen, those guys carry gas cans out to the mound. Sabarg, who else that other cat come in there? He always, and Aroldis Chapman. Oh, man, I want to hit it. Let me hit Chapman. Give me a baseball bat. I'm ready to swing off on him, man. That ball starting to slow down a little bit now with Aroldis Chapman. It's slowing down immensely, the speed of his ball. And you can see he's not accurate. He can't seem to keep it over the plate, Fanatic.
Come on, this is why the Yankees finally let him go. I'm still on my fire, Brian Cashman. Sorry, folks, I don't want to call for people's jobs. I want people to collect their check. But Brian Cashman got enough money, he could do something else in the Yankees organization. Fire Brian Cashman and have him do a different job. But I must say, he did do a good job with having Aroldis Chapman get off the Yankee team. Because, man, he would come out there in New York, it'd be 50 degrees, he'd be just sweating everywhere. And you talk about a gas can. Hey, he reminded me, now this is a throwback to all my New Yorkers who were listening for the Mets. There used to be that their closer used to be this Armando Benitez. Man, he would either strike you out on 9 pitches with that nasty slider, and he was one of the first hard throwing folks at 98, 99, big man coming off that mound downhill. Man, he would strike out the side on 9 pitches, or man, he would be out there and it would be like 25 pitches, all balls, man, just walking people, walking in a run. You never knew what you were going to get with Benitez. Chapman wasn't like that, but Chapman he was the first flamethrower at 101. Now everybody's throwing 99, 100, 101, and his slider is just okay, and his splitter, he is not accurate. So, yeah, I feel bad for Chapman. But, hey, it wasn't all on him. LaCroix gave it up. And sometimes it's not the who do we blame. It should really be maybe the other team and the other player was just better. That's the whole thing about sports. It's about the art of competition. And, man, that Jose Altuve, as a Yankee fan, man, he has killed us so many times. And, yes, they cheated. But, man, that dude is literally great. It reminds me of the Tom Brady. Hey, Tom Brady, Deflategate, whatever you want to say. He was better after Deflategate, man. And so Jose Altuve, just want to shout him out. And that got me to thinking, Rad, man. Two questions here. I know you're a baseball fanatic. I know everybody's in on this, so we're going to keep it moving after this quickly, though. But to me, it made me thinking about Altuve, especially after last night. I'm on a flight. Shout out to Verizon and shout out to American Airlines. Hopefully, both of them will be our future sponsors. Appreciate y'all for having the Wi-Fi so we could watch the game on the flight. I screamed with the lady looking next to me like, you can't be screaming on a flight. And I said, ma'am, you're right. I didn't mean to scream out like that. But it looked like everybody got nervous, man. But that was a clutch home run. Didn't see it coming. Is Jose Altuve the best modern-day shortstop since the Red Machine stalwart Joe Morgan, Rad, man? I know some people maybe argue Roberto Alomar, maybe Jeff Kent, Craig Biggio, but man, this is Altuve. I don't want to be president of the moment. You're the aficionado, Radman. What say you?
I'll tell you one thing. Minus the cheating scandal, the guys, that team, that Astro, Jose Altuve is a player. He's a future Hall of Famer. What he's showing last year and this year, a much, because they're not as good as they were last year. They were hitting on all cylinders last year. This year they got a lot of bumps in the road, and including here in the playoffs. And Altuve was clutch. They hit that home run, and he almost hit a home run the previous 2 times at bat before. And his defensive play is superb. But I still go with my boy Roberto Alomar, 92-93 Toronto Blue Jays. Roberto Alomar was a magician with the glove. I mean, he could just make plays and stop. And then if you needed a home run, if you needed a double or a single, it just seemed like he would choke up on the bat and just drill that ball for a base hit, driving the go-ahead run. He was the heart and soul of that team. Joe Carter won the 93 World Series with the home run everybody remembers. But Roberto Alomar, he's definitely the greatest second baseman, I would say, of all time. Altuve going to definitely be in that class because he's continuing to play very well. He has a very good glove, very good defensively, high baseball IQ. He knows what he needs to do. And when he went down and got that ball last night, got down low and hit that ball out, and he was 0 for 4 in the previous series early at home. But can he hit at home? Man, that's interesting to see. Can Altuve duplicate it at home and win at least one game coming home? Garcia, he gets hit with the ball. He wants to fight Maldonado. I know. So why didn't you run out there and try to jump on the pitcher? That's the guy who will hit you, man. Why you want to fight? Maldonado don't want to fight nobody, man. He's a cool, he's our catcher. He's calm and relax. But you gonna try to jump on him like that, man? Oh man, I wish the bench is empty. No punches, a little bit of pushing and shoving. But I would not be surprised to see a bench clearing brawl in one of these next 2 games because these teams have already had bench clearing brawls earlier this season. This is like the 3rd or 4th time the bench has done empty between the Rangers and the Astros. So it's a lot of bad blood there. Garcia, the Cuban guy, I guess he didn't like the Puerto Rican guy, and man, he gonna try to jump on him, but he didn't go to the mound. Why didn't he go to the mound?
Because Maldonado and him have had history, man. They've been talking to each other. Maldonado, and I loved it. They did chronicle it 2 years ago. Maldonado, you coming through for a home run, most catchers back the heck up. Not Maldonado was like standing in between, he was standing in between the next person who was coming up after Garcia and home plate. So Garcia stepped on home plate, looked up. Maldonado was right there. He tried to go celebrate and do his handshake with his teammate. Maldonado acting like, oh, my bad. I'm just happy to be standing here. Nah, Maldonado, you're supposed to back up. So this has been brewing like a good coffee bean here in Louisiana. This is, I wouldn't be surprised either, Rad, man. I could definitely see that coming.
If
So
he would have took his mask off, he probably would have offed him. He probably would have iced that jaw. He probably would have got that jaw iced last night because, man, he was hot, man.
And to me, I didn't think he needed to be thrown out, but I do like that my man Yordan Alvarez was a big peacemaker, even because Yordan Alvarez, the big Greek god. We had our Houston Astros reporter on early in the season, and she talked about Yordan Alvarez, the big left fielder for the Astros, home run hitter. He played for the Astros, but he was getting in between and trying to calm down Garcia for the Texas Rangers. Hey, Radman, real quick before we keep it moving off of baseball, Manny Ramirez is the all-time home run leader in the postseason. Who is number 2? You got any good guess on this trivia?
Oh my gosh, who's number 2 on that? Oh my gosh, oh man, in postseason. What now? It might be. I'm gonna go sit with my guy Reggie Jackson.
Close. He was 4th.
He was 4th.
Jose Altuve. Jose Altuve is the 2nd. Out of all the postseason home runs, he's number 2. He's getting ready. He might pass Manny Ramirez by next postseason, but Altuve is the number 2 all time. So your boy Roberto Alomar is great. He's not even on this list. Altuve gets better. He's great in the regular season, even better in the postseason. That clutch gene means a lot to me.
I got to give it to him then, man. He's 2nd all time in post, but keep in mind they play a lot more postseason games than they did in the old days, back in the 70s and 80s. I bet Reggie Jackson percentage was higher for home runs than these guys. Because, I mean, Manny Ramirez, he played a hell of a lot of playoff games, and he did. He was clutch. He was clutch for the Red Sox. Manny Ramirez, you got to give him his due. People always tried to play him, but he was always a clutch player for that Boston Red Sox team, and the reason why they won a couple of Big Papi. You see Big Papi with the fancy suits, looking clean every night on the show. But Manny Ramirez, man, was one of the reasons why, and Big Papi, why those Red Sox won those championships.
Very much so. Very much so. So
good question.
That was our baseball segment right there. That was brought to you by the Challenger Community News Week, the Western New York's largest weekly African-American newspaper. And let me make it clear, you don't have to be African-American to read the Challenger. Anybody can read the Challenger. Great news, great opportunities, scholarship opportunities, community-based events to take your kids places. All of that is in the Challenger Community News. So check it out at your local grocery stores, bodegas, everywhere around. The Challenger Community News. Check it out.
Exactly. And check out some Black history. Anissa Barbara Banks, owner, operator, and publisher of the Challenger. Black history from Babylon to Timbuktu takes us back down. And you learn about the Black Hebrews by Randolph R. Windsor. You talk about a history of the ancient Black races. You're going way back in time about the ancient Black races of that time period. So check that out. Check out the articles, Young Entrepreneurs in the Marketplace, the piano lesson. Excellent play coming. Our friend of the show, Michael Atkins Yawn, has that play coming up next weekend, October 26th through Sunday the 29th. Check them out. All this news you can use in Challenger Community News, Western New York's largest weekly African-American newspaper. Yes, indeed. Where we headed next, Fanatic?
You know I got this, Rad man. I'm driving, baby. I got you. Hey, that's time to bring it. It's time to bring in my brother from another mother, my guy, my man J-GILLZ, sports director at 105.5 FM, The Beat, which you're listening to live right now. If you're tuning into your radios, you know he's the best with it, man. Looking at sports from a different angle, including the religious aspect of it, which is very prominent, just not talked about. That's why you got to check out on IG, Zeal Talk Upstate, Zeal Talk Upstate. Check it out on IG. And it is a really unique and a really good follow. I, of course, follow it. You should as well. What up, J-GILLZ? What's happening with you, my brother?
Hey, good morning, fellas. Good morning, Real Deal family. I see we getting into it, y'all. We getting into it.
No doubt. Well, hey, you know it's time. We bringing you in, man. We talking sports of all sorts. Let's get in. Let's talk about the Buffalo Bills, man. Brian Daboll came in with a good game plan. Tyrod Taylor came back to his old stomping ground. Buffalo Bills fans, hopefully they showed a little bit of love to say Tyrod definitely wasn't that bad, man. And he looks a whole lot different than Josh Allen, but they both can play the quarterback game effectively. So let's recap Sankofa style. So let's recap first with the Giants. And then now moving on to my lowly. Ooh, Real ugly. Ooh, looking like a MAC school. And I mean a MAC like MAAC football Division I football team, New England Patriots. Ooh, God. That's going to be a quick segment, y'all. So let's talk more about the Giants. What do we learn about the Bills? Sunday night, New York Giants coming to the Ralph or Highmark Stadium. J-GILLZ, let's go to you first.
Man, what a game. First of all, what a game. Sunday night football, I have to say. Tyrod Taylor came through. I mean, to be honest, he looked really good out there. He looked good. Made some bad fumbles. And the right man to get into this, he had a great question with Tyrod Taylor, the former Buffalo Bill, and his decision-making in the half and in the game. Talk about parity. Still on the 1 yard line in the half, 1 yard line to win the game, and the Giants just couldn't get it done. All effort and props to Dayball. He played the Buffalo Bills tight. He played them great. He had a great familiarity with them. And I think that ultimately it came down to, like I said, just the decision making. But I think that Tyrod Taylor definitely should have been starting in the first place. Daniel Jones is atrocious. Daniel Jones can't get it done. Daniel Jones got the bag, and then it's over after that. And yeah, man, I just couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that when Tyrod literally fumbled the bag. It was just crazy.
Yes, indeed. And it showed you what a veteran quarterback can do. And my mind goes back to Buffalo 2017. Tyrod Taylor, starting quarterback, leads the Bills to the playoffs for the first time in over almost 17 years, I believe. Almost 17. Yeah, about 17 years. Yeah, because the last time was 99 when they touchdown throwback, when they were in that playoff, when they made that playoff and lost to the Houston Texans at that Houston Titans, the Titans at that time, Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans. But look at Tyrod. If Tyrod Taylor would have remained the starting quarterback 2018 when the Bills drafted Josh Allen, he could have shown him the ropes. What they were saying is, we don't want a running quarterback. He's a running quarterback. That was the excuse they made for sending Tyrod Taylor on. But Tyrod Taylor, he would have at least been able to show Josh Allen. Josh Allen has never had a veteran quarterback that has played, that been able to work with him, that knows what he can do. I mean, you these other quarterbacks wasn't mobile quarterbacks. They don't know the game as a moving quarterback who's actually playing it. I think Tyrod Taylor would have helped Josh Allen a lot more in his maturation and learning the game, because his football IQ is so low coming from Wyoming. He just doesn't know the nuances and understands the game of professional football and what are the defenses doing to you and how do you address it. It seems like Dorsey's not getting through to him on how do you make adjustments and changes enough in the games. One thing I know, the telling sign to me, after we did our post-game show, and keep in mind, check it out on Facebook Live after each game. Not tomorrow's game against the Patriots, but the following game Thursday night in Buffalo against Tampa Bay Bucks. Check us on the field after the game. We do a post-game live. The black media of Western New York will be on the field. But after we did the post-game of the Giants game, and you can check it out on Facebook, Real Deal Sports Show, what we saw was we were walking up the tunnel, and we were leaving out. And who do we see coming out of the side door there going to their bus? Obviously was Brian Daboll. But who was with Brian Daboll really surprised me. It was no other than a humble-looking Josh Allen. And Josh Allen looked like he was seeking knowledge from Brian Daboll as they walked. Hell, he walked them all the way to the doggone bus. And you can see from the body language, I could not hear. This is clearly speculation on the Rad Man's part. It looked like Brian Daboll was telling him, hey, man, you got to focus in. That defense we ran that in practice, man. When I was with the Bills, we ran that a lot, man. And you had trouble with it then, man. And you got to understand what's going on the field. What defense? They took away the intermediate play. That's what Martindale did. He took away the 10, 15, the 15, 20-yard passing lanes. He took that away and forced him to go short or longer with the football. And he didn't understand where Dorsey should have ran into the running game. The Bills were averaging over 6 yards a carry in the first half, rushing the football. This idiot goes to a passing game in the second half. Dorsey telling me Dorsey's not the guy to be the offensive coordinator of a winning football team. Dorsey doesn't seem to understand. You got to help Josh Allen out. When he's not understanding what the defense is, run the football. Roll him out of the pocket. Have a sliding pocket. And how about Deontay Hardy? Why won't you run reverses with him? Why won't you run fake reverses with him like he used to do, like Daboll used to do with Isaiah McKenzie? Even if McKenzie wasn't getting the ball, at least fake him so the defense can at least slide to that side a little bit and you could go make a play on the other side of the field. There's no creativity with this offense. from Dorsey. He started out good. Now he's starting to look shaky again. And another telling sign, talking to Big Cat Leonard Williams in the Giants locker room, I asked him, hey, did the Bills surprise you? Was there anything on film that the Bills did tonight? He said, no, man. He said, what they are on film is what they are on the field. It's no difference whatsoever. You see them on film, that's what they are on the field. So that tells me, damn it, Dorsey, you need to change your plays, man. Get some creativity, man. Because if Big Cat Leonard Williams saying what you are on film is what you are in the game, that's not supposed to happen at this level, man. You're supposed to change up. Each week you got, but no reverses, no flea flickers, no faking the ball. How the heck is Stephon Diggs getting targeted 15 times? There's no way in hell one guy should be getting 15 passes, man. Spread that ball around. I don't care if he's cussing you out on the sideline. Get the ball to other players, man.
Hey,
guys on the field. Right for that.
Yeah, hey, Rapping, but hey, that's the modern day NFL. If you got a guy who can eat, let him eat. The real thing is that I've been really intrigued by is, I guess, who would you say that you want to see more involved? Who's the person that's not being involved enough in this Bills offense?
Deontay Harden, they're not using them properly. They're doing the same thing like they did with Devin Singletary. They didn't use Devin Singletary. They didn't use Matt Breida properly. But now you got to use Hardy properly. That guy is fast. Get him out in the flat. Get him. How about a screen pass to Hardy? How about a draw play with Hardy, or a draw play with one of your Tyson Johnson? Tyson Johnson's physical, or a draw play with Latavius Murray. Do some draw play. Do different plays that's gonna throw the defense off just enough that you get a footstep ahead. Because if Hardy can get the ball downfield, man, he can make it happen. And what about our big time $40 million Dawson Knox? The only thing I've seen Dawson Knox look good at is in a damn TV commercial with Josh Allen trying to sell some trucks. Why don't you go out to West Hereford and become a sales rep, man? That's the only damn thing you look good at, man, is selling cars, man. Yeah. You're supposed to be on
the right, man. You got to cut him some slack. You got to cut him some slack.
Come on, man.
You got to cut him some slack.
Man, cut that boy. That boy should be cut right now, man.
He should be cut, but
he shouldn't even get a second contract. No
like
way.
Fanatic said, who you expect him to throw the ball to? This ain't the Dolphins. He ain't got a Jalen Watt on the Tyreek Hill. This ain't the Chiefs. Well, he ain't Patrick Mahomes. You know, the Chiefs offense, they ain't got a number one receiver, but he's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not Lamar Jackson. We've seen a former MVP, Lamar Jackson, struggle without having positive pieces around him. You know, this isn't the Chargers with a Keenan Allen and a Mike Williams. You know what I mean? This isn't that. All he has is Stephon Diggs. He got a makeshift offensive line. He got rookies. He got Spencer Brown starting at right tackle, for Christ's sake. Come on. We already know about Spencer Brown. Damian Harris trying to get a running game. Damian Harris could be, he's on IR. You know, that's their big physical back. So we got to give him some slack. In my opinion, he's not the most bright. We already know that. His IQ is porous. However, he needs talent, more talent around him. They got him Stephon Diggs. That's a great number one. They were itching to get a guy like Christian McCaffrey, traded it over to the Buffalo Bills. They were itching to get a guy like Kamara. You know what I mean? James Cook hasn't been the guy that we thought he should be. You know, a guy like D-Hop would have did dividends to this offense. Yes. So really it's up to Brandon Beane to surround his $40 million man with some more pieces and weapons around him to truly get it done. Because I believe that if Josh Allen had more weapons, just a number two who is deep. I mean, I like Gabe Davis. Don't get me wrong. I like Gabe. Gabe ain't Jalen Waddle. Yeah. Gabe ain't Keenan Allen.
Is he though? Could he be a Brandon Ayuk? Those are two players. What is Gabe Davis? Who are they really? Because I ain't heard nobody bring his name except for J-GILLZ just right then. And Dalton Kincaid. Those are the two. Kincaid was supposed to be, hey, he opened up the middle of the field, but also checkdowns. What about those two players in particular? J-GILLZ, talk to me about where you really see Gabe Davis in the pantheon of a number one, number two, number three, number four on a good team. And then, Radman, you talk to us about Dalton Kincaid and his utilization.
J-GILLZ. I like Gabe Davis. I see him. We all saw the flashes. He's big. He's physical. But it's still not enough. It's still not enough. To me, he's a good number three, number four receiver. He doesn't really bring – he's supposed to be the physical guy, but he still stands at 6'1", 220 pounds. He's not a Chase Claypool, for example, who I think the Bills should have traded for 6'4", 230.
Oh, I mean, God.
Just throw it up. Yeah, that would have been nasty. That would have been dangerous.
Terrible.
That would have been dangerous. That's what the Bills are lacking. They need something like that, and they just haven't had it. They just don't have it. They got a stout route running, very cerebral. Stephon Diggs, he will get open, and Josh has been able to find him. But Josh Allen hasn't shown to be the most accurate. So get him a guy 6'5" and throw it up. That 50-50 ball. That's what Josh needs in this offense, and that's what the offense is poorly lacking. Because Gabe Davis isn't that guy to be a stout technician route runner like a Stephon Diggs, and he's not that guy that's going to get the 50-50 ball. And he's just only 6'1". So Gabe Davis is a good third receiver. He can find it. He can get over. He's physical off the line of scrimmage, good in the red zone. That's why he gets so many touchdowns. But no, that the Bills are missing an elite piece on offense, and Kincaid can be that piece. And Ratman will get into that. But Kincaid's still very slow. I mean, he needs somebody who can get down the field big, like a Julio Jones, who the Eagles just picked up. Would have been phenomenal on this offense. So I think Brandon Beane mostly is the one lacking. Getting guys like Deontay Hardy. You got Hardy to be a punt returner. What is Hardy doing in the game? I'm sorry. Isaiah McKenzie, Evan Tickett. Come on, man. That's what he needs. Josh Allen needs another piece, in my opinion.
He has the speed, but I think you're right. They could have went with some of the veteran guys, but Khalil Secure, they haven't used him enough. Trent Sherfield is another guy that can get. These are possession receivers, guys that can. If they use those guys properly, they start off with the Jets. They start with the Raiders. They were getting the ball to spreading the ball around. Now all of a sudden it's become just the dig show, and you got to get the ball to other receivers. I think Khalil Secure should be in the game more. Trent Sherfield, I don't know why they're not putting him in the slot, giving him a few plays. Because you're right, Hardy was supposed to be the punt returner and kickoff return guy. It's amazing what they're doing. But if you had Hardy in the game, at least have some packages where you fake the reverse to him, you fake that jet sweep, you throw some screen passes, throw the ball down the field. Kincaid has the speed. He has the speed to get down the field. They just not using them like that. I don't understand why they're not using your number one draft pick, Dalton Kincaid. Get him down the field, 15, 20 yards down the field, and hit him on a strike down the field. He's a guy that can make a difference in football games. You got to get the ball down the field. Two guys like Dalton Kincaid, Secure can make some. Khalil Secure is another guy. Let him eat. Let him make some plays, and that's going to help out with Diggs. Because what's going to happen is the good teams are going to roll the coverage on Diggs, and you're going to take away Stephon Diggs. He's going to be forced to go with other players, and that's why you need to do it now before you get into those tough games. I think the Patriots will probably roll the coverage on Diggs tomorrow too. You'll see their defense. They just don't have Judon was a key guy. Mm-hmm. They lost Judon, the edge rusher. He just doesn't have. Bill Belichick will try it, but he just doesn't have the pieces right now due to the injuries to stop a team like the Bills once they get going. But they should be getting the ball. Josh Allen should have some confidence getting the ball to these other receivers and running some screen plays and run some draw plays. I think Dorsey has to draw up not just the same old plays. Got to come with some other plays and make it happen. And on the defensive side, you see the Bills are coming with the blitzes and the rushes. I still don't understand why Tremaine Edmonds was let go and you give Dawson Knox big-time money. And Dawson Knox, all he does is drop balls and look good on TV commercials. I mean, the guy, you got to get the ball to Tremaine Edmonds on defense. Good stout stopper. Terrell Bernard is pretty good. He's quick. Dorian Williams is quick. They remind me of the Atlanta Falcons team that went to the Super Bowl with those two linebackers that were undersized, but they were very quick. They get to the ball. They help wrap up and gang tackle. Poona Ford has to do better. I don't know what Poona Ford is doing out there. He got run over a lot. He got some cleat marks. He's still trying to get some of Saquon Barkley's cleat marks off his chest from Sunday night. Poona Ford has to stop in the middle, or the Bills have to go out and find some type of big nose guard, somebody that they can plug in there, because DaQuan Jones, that was a player the Bills could ill afford to lose, DaQuan Jones, and he made the difference in the run game. The Bills have to stop the run and also be able to fortify the secondaries.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Well, I can especially be it as a Patriots fan and somebody who's looking at it. Judon, definitely, you're right, Rad, man. As we spin it forward to this Sunday's game in Foxborough, this used to be a house of horrors for the Buffalo Bills. Now they own Gillette Stadium. Well, it's hard for me to say they own it after the last 20 years. They're basically renting it rent-free, and they just came in, kicked the door, and just basically squatting basically in Foxborough Stadium at Gillette Stadium, the way that they're dominating the Patriots. And they'll do it again on Sunday. It's the Christian Gonzalez was drafted to help stop a Stephon Diggs. Him with that torn labrum. I don't. Again, Bill Belichick. What are we doing? Why is my man Christian Gonzalez not on IR? Open up another roster spot for somebody else. Just Bill Belichick. Nah, I just don't get it. I'll save my fanatic rant on Bill Belichick for another week. But Bills, yeah, they are doing it. Stephon Diggs, he gets his face a nemesis. That's what was the one that New England said we're gonna let him go. J.C. Jackson, really good physical corner. Stephon Diggs is too quick, twitchy. He's going to have another big game on Sunday. I hope that New England puts J.C. Jackson to lock up Gabe Davis and then put like a Byron Jones and a safety help over onto Stephon Diggs to try and make it relevant. So
yes, and I want to answer a passport to Wanderlust. Sent a question and a statement. He said Edmonds wasn't doing nothing in Buffalo and is doing nothing in Chicago. You're right. He's doing nothing in Chicago because he's in the wrong defense. He's not. One thing, Terrell Bernard is a better instinctive player. He's quicker. He has instincts to get to the ball a lot quicker. So excellent comment by Passport to Wanderlust. You're right on point. But in the Bills defense, he was able to drop into coverage, and he may not always make the tackle, but he set it up for other people to make plays. And also, he was great against the opposing tight ends because of his reach, his wingspan. He was able to knock balls down and also help the defense make plays. I would have paid him first, way before I paid Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox shouldn't even be on it. I would have cut Dawson Knox, man. He's good. He's average. He's not good. He's not great. And this year, ever since he's been paid, he has done absolutely nothing last season and including this season so far. What are you paying him big money for when he's not a big money player? He's just a role player that should have been either cut or brought in. Now you brought in Kincaid, and you're not even throwing the ball to Kincaid. So they got to get Kincaid worked in the offense. Thank you for your question, for your comment, and you can comment right on YouTube on our YouTube station. Get your comments in. We'd be glad to get them on the air and get your point of being you a part of the show as well, Fanatic and J-GILLZ.
You know that's right. That's what we do. Again, reach out anytime. We'll be glad to put your thoughts, question up on the screen for us. So there you have it. Now it's time. Cha-ching! Get ready to get your hand right. Now I don't want you I don't want you being like James Harden, away from your team, away from your job, and going to Houston after all the money that we're going to continue to help you win. We are here 11-5 over the last 2 weeks and turning to best bets. So we're going to go ahead and it's time to go ahead and win some money, Rad, man. You good with that? Let's try and help the people win some bets, man, win some money.
Yes, let's get it in.
All right. Well, hey, I go ahead, Brad, man. Or actually, you know what? I'm going to lead it off here because guess what? The first one is right here in beautiful Baton Rouge where I am. It's family weekend. So shout out to all the families out there listening. Shout out to my Uncle Ronnie celebrating another lap around the sun. Happy birthday, Uncle Ronnie. Love you, Uncle. It's family weekend here. So to me, it's an easy one. LSU, last 4 games. Our defense, again, I've been saying it each and every week. We can't cover a parked car right now. The over is going to hit. It took a little work last week with Auburn. Auburn left their office back in Auburn, Alabama. We need to get E-Rad on the show because, man, that 48-18 being in Death Valley, the elements were live. Kim Mulkey. Ooh-wee. Kim Mulkey is a wizard. So smooth. She had her recruits out there. They were all enjoying it. Man, them Lady Tigers, man, y'all better look out. Them Lady Tigers, hey, South Carolina, Lady Tigers, that's going to be the game. That's going to be the Super Bowl, and we're in the same conference. So we get to play. They get to come to the Pete Maravich Arena, and we get to go to Columbia, South Carolina. But I say all that to say the easiest bet on the board this week, I don't care. 60 points, we got you. LSU home family weekend. We're going to put on the show tonight. Jaden Daniels and the LSU offense. Malik Neighbors. The Bills need somebody like him. New England definitely needs somebody like him as well. I love LSU at home versus Army. A lot of New Yorkers are on my flight coming down here to the Bayou. Over 60, book it. Take that tonight. It'll be another night game in Death Valley. We are even more electric at night. LSU versus Army. Over 60. I love that. And as we mentioned earlier, I love the Bills -8. That means I expect the Bills to win by 8. New England's going to be able to hold it tight a little bit, and then they'll pull away. And we just got to make sure there's no backdoor cover with New England. But New England's offense is putrid. again, I don't know if some of our Southwest Tigers or our Mighty Mites over there or Baden Street, man, because they could probably score. New England would have trouble scoring on them. I love the Bills -8. Get back right game for the offense. This just styles make fights. Patriots defense does not line up well against the Bills offense, even at full strength. Remember, New England and the Bills played a game in a real life NFL game that meant something, and New England couldn't make them punt. That is still ingrained in my system. New England has lesser talent on defense, younger defense. Hey, man, I love LSU over 60, Bills -8, even in Foxborough. Rad, man, how you going to help the people win some money?
Well, hey, I hope you listened to us last week because you would have won a hell of a lot of money. I had that Dolphins +14. I even took it at 16.5, and they won by 21 points last week. I also gave you Washington plus the 3 points. Washington won the game outright against DeRitter. And that's another quarterback, DeRitter, man, down there in Atlanta. I ain't even gonna go. I talked about him last week, man. Man, I told you Washington almost blew them out. Washington won the game outright. So I hope you were listening to it. The only one we had a little fuzzy, I told you under 37 with the Browns and the 49ers, and that was a shaky game right there. You at least got your money back because that game ended up being right at 37 points, 36, 37 points. It was a push. So we got pushed last week. At least you got your money back on that under game that I gave you last week. So, hey, we rolling with it here. And now for today's action, for tomorrow's action, that Chargers game, 5.5 to 7 points. Take the Chargers with the points. The Chiefs always play down to their competition. I told you the week before, take the Broncos with the 11 points or the 12. I took them with 12 points. The Broncos, they lost by 11. We won that money with the Broncos game the other week. Chiefs play down to their competition. They'll win the game, but take the LA. I want to say San Diego, but the LA Chargers. Take the LA Chargers with the 5.5 to 6 points, or even if you're getting 7, take the 7 points in that game. Cardinal rule: when the Steelers are getting points, they're getting 3 points this week. Take the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Rams. They're getting 3 points. Take them this week, getting the points in that contest. Cleveland against Indy should be a good contest. I like Cleveland to come out outright, -2. Like Cleveland to take that game. Detroit playing Baltimore, but hey, Detroit's been playing great ball. Baltimore just looks dicey and so forth, but take Baltimore. I think Baltimore will be coming in there. Take Baltimore. The Ravens -2. Take the Ravens to cover and win that game as well. Giants, Washington, I like the over 42. I think the points are going to be scored in that game. Tyrod to put some points up, and so will Washington. It should be a very good contest. I hope Tyrod and them win, but I think Washington has it. I'm taking with my money. I'm taking Washington -2, but I really like the over in that game. If it's 39 to 41 points, depending on where you're betting at, take the over, Giants in Washington.
Love that, Rad, man. That's a great slate. Mix and match them. Hit your parlay, 3-teamer, 4-teamer. I know we had a 10-team winner here recently. Man, go ahead, man.
Yeah.
Hey, now don't
Congratulations to that cat with the 10-teamer, man. Oh, man.
Crazy.
Amazing, man. Amazing winner. Congratulations to that winner, that 10-team winner, man. You don't see them that often, but man, it's often enough that cat pulled it off for sure. Nice win there. And one thing I want to get into the high school for a minute.
Wait, Radman. Just before you go there, I just want to make sure I say this too. I want to give numbers. Don't bet anything that you can't afford to lose. Number one, families out there.
Yes.
And number 2 is only 2 games. The unders. If you bet every game last week, the unders only lost on 2 games. I don't see that continuing to happen. I think now Vegas moved everything low. I think this week is going to be a good over week. So look for some over numbers. Yeah, go ahead, Rad, man. Let's go. We're going to go to the high school side. You want to hear not from our man Mike Lowry. We want to talk about Robert Lowry, right?
Yeah, Hilton High School. He put on a hell of a performance last night. Former UPrep player. He went to UPrep, transferred out. He's at Hilton High School now. It was beautiful weather last night. Felt like it was a September night out there in Hilton last night as Hilton upset the previously undefeated UPrep team 24-7. 24-7 beatdown, and that beatdown was courtesy of Robert Lowry and company. Had that 70-yard interception. He knew the tendencies of Simmons. The quarterback was throwing to Simmons. So he cut right in front of Simmons for the interception and took it to the house 70 yards. And then on offense, that big offensive line. Hilton got a big offense. You could call them the Hogs or something. Man, they were hitting, man. They were grunting and groaning and hit. Man, people were grunting and groaning after every play, man. I mean, they were hitting them. Lowry was cutting through the hole. He had I believe he had over 200 yards unofficially, over 200 yards. He had over 150 yards at the halftime. I mean, the kid was just doing it on both. He made that game. He said before the game, this game's personal. He made it personal, and Hilton came out the winner. And Baxman, let's go to the brief interview with Robert Lowry after the game.
Extra motivation for tonight's game.
The motivation was I came from that school.
Oh,
I went there from 7th to 9th grade, so I know all of them. So it just felt great playing against my boys and stuff like that.
Was that key, knowing the tendencies of the guys that you used to play with?
Yeah.
That helped you to.
Mm-hmm. Even though they was my boys, I still had to lock in. I'm with a new team, so I had to lock in and help these guys out.
And what was the interception like? What did you see on that?
I just seen the receiver come down the out, and I came down, took it to the crib.
Yes, indeed. A man of few words, man. He saw the out pass, man. It was an out, and man, he cut in front of him. It was perfectly timed. It was obvious he knew the tendencies of his boys since he had been there 7th through 9th grade with those guys, and it was obvious on offensive side he knew that just where they wanted to run the ball. One thing I must say about the UPrep team, they were playing without Moonshine. My favorite player, Moonshine, over there. He was in street clothes last night. I hope he comes back for the sectionals, which begin next week, because they need his blocking. He's an explosive blocker, receiver, and also a hell of a defensive lineman. Man, he makes so many bone-crushing tackles, man. Yeah, I mean, you can hear him all the way up if you're up in the press box. And no matter where you're at in the stadium, you know when Moonshine is on the field. That young man can hit. Very hard hitter. UPrep lost that game, previously undefeated UPrep, 24-7 last night. You got McQuaid. If they win tonight, they'll be the top seed if they beat Aquinas. Big game, and they're playing this game at the U of R tonight, starting at 6 o'clock. That's a big game tonight. Syracuse men and women basketball team down at Blue Cross Arena tonight, starting at 5, 6 o'clock this evening. So if you want to see an Orange fan, Syracuse men and women, Deasia Fair, former Edison Tech ball player. Hopefully we'll get a chance to get some comments from her before that event starts at Blue Cross Arena. So it's going down here in the Rock today. We got a lot of good high school sports and college sports action taking place here in the Rock, Fanatic and J-GILLZ.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Rochester got plenty of great talent, man. And as we continue to make sure we talk about some of the great and best talent, we got to shout out Image Printer, man. Image Printer Marketing and Publishing Corporation. If you need anything image-wise, fans, banners, anything like that, man, it is right here for you. Check out our man Manuel. Tell him we sent you. And of course, also you can't talk about Rochester greatness without also adding and talk about Miss Miriam Rivera, insurance agency, auto, home, and health. Check her out. 511 Bean Road, Suite B, 585-360-0094, or check her out at the 1038 Lyle Avenue location as well. Hey, we're going to talk about some young guns real quick. I just want to go ahead and run through this as we get ready to wrap it up here for this week. We talk a lot about it, man. LeBron James, when he came out, he was a chosen one. Bryce Harper. Now, that man, he doesn't get enough credit, and I want to shout him out here and really say Bryce Harper has really lived up to the billing. Coming out of Vegas, 18-year-old kid, got a lot of the same hype that LeBron James did coming out. Obviously, in relation, basketball is more popular than baseball, but being the chosen one. And now, man, 18-year-old Chicago Blackhawks, Connor Bedard, they're talking big stuff about him. 18 years old, scored his first goal last week, man. He's looking like all the makings of a great player. Maybe he will be at the end of his career in the LBJ and Bryce Harper conversation for some people who are anointed early and actually come through. So shout out to Connor Bedard on that one.
Oh, excellent. Both of those. So why aren't you subscribed yet? Follow us on YouTube, y'all. Follow with all this great sports content, talking sports of all sorts. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Please subscribe on YouTube and Facebook at Real Deal Sports Show. It costs you nothing, but means everything to us. So you'll get to see that. Check us out. And also Pro Football Pool at thebeat1055.com. Go to the website, see the Radman picks as well as the other prognosticators on the Beat 1055 website, Pro Football Weekly. You can, hey, winner gets $50 a week, whoever wins it. See if you can beat the Rad Man with his overall picks. I'm not doing great on overall picks, but I can win you a hell of a lot of money with point spreads. Point spread is my thing, not picking just the winner of those games. So, and also we're going to get a dedication time to a Rochester legend. We lost another Rochester legend recently, a few weeks ago, James E. Smith of J&E Grocery on Bronson Street. Do you remember J&E? 69 cents a pound ham hocks. Bacon wasn't that 59 a pound. He had that voice and that skill, and he had some of the best bacon I ever eaten in my life. My kids enjoyed the bacon and soft pan sausage and grits and all your groceries you could get. Mr. James E. Smith. I want to thank Brian Haygood for letting me know. Brian Haygood, who one of the managers out there at the Rochester Public Market, let me know about Mr. James E. Smith passing on September 30th, 2023. It was held over at the Mount Olivet Baptist Church as well. Seems like a lot of legends go over there. That's where Mr. Blunt's funeral was as well, at Mount Olivet. But J&E Grocery, that guy was something special here in Rochester. Yeah, everybody went there and shopped at J&E Grocery. Friendly, excellent service. He made sure the service was on point. He had TV commercials going on Channel 8 at the time. People from Toronto, Canada, Hamilton, Ontario, used to come down and buy his meat products. That's how his commercials was just so smooth and so good. He made you want to try his product, and people came all the way from Canada. I remember being in the store many times on a Saturday, and people from Canada would be in town and said they saw the commercial, and they said they just had to come down here and check out his meat products, and they would come down and buy his products. And J&E Smith, he gave a lot to the community, supported the softball team, Southwest Colts, the Genesee Valley Little League. He was a sponsor of. He gave a lot back to the community as well, and through his church home as well, he gave a lot back to the community. So James E. Smith of J&E Grocery, we salute you. You made Rochester a much better place to live.
You're absolutely right. I remember going down there. Great place. Last two things real quick, because we know the music is here and coming. Hey, Colorado might be off this week, but hey, to me, Deion was still following him, win, lose, or draw, because he's doing it for the culture. They added Shador Sanders' next replacement when he declares for the draft, which sounds like he is going to come back next year if this is a telling sign. They added Antoine Hill Jr., 6'5", 215-pound recruit out of the Warner Robins, Georgia area. Man, he had 40 touchdowns and 3 interceptions as a junior. So he's a junior this year, and so he is going to be coming to the Colorado Buffaloes in 2 years. Last but not least, again, talking local, want to shout out Brianna Stewart from the Syracuse area. Liverpool Radman was the first one to really shout her out all those years ago, how great she was, and she beat some of the legendary Rochester teams that we had in women's basketball. But, hey, shout out to the Las Vegas Aces, Asia Wilson, man. She felt disrespected for not being the MVP. The MVP did go to Brianna Stewart, who I thought she deserved it. But Asia Wilson is letting the world put on notice. Back-to-back chance, Becky Hammond, Jackie Young, Kelsey Plum, the whole squad. Shout out to Las Vegas Aces, man. Women's sports, we're going to continue to elevate you here on The Real Deal Sports. So shout out to them winning over the New York Liberty. New York still can't win a championship anytime soon. So, but, hey, that's what it is to be a New Yorker these days. But, hey, shout out to the Aces.
Hey, that was a good game.
That was
very entertaining. Very entertaining. I wish the Liberty would have pulled it out, but very entertaining. Very entertaining. I love female sports because it gives you a different take. You know what I mean? Like it lets you know that we're all human. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
You know, of course, women don't have the physicality that the men have, but they fight. They got just as big of heart as any other athlete out there on the court. So plus, you know, I got 2 daughters who, you know, played sports as well. So I just love female sports, man, and what they can do for men's spirit. Just, you know, it's inspiring. You know what I mean?
It is. It is. And you keep letting Rocky B know that too. I love how you let her know the other week at the end of the show. No. You don't want to get men fired up like that. That they got to lay hands on you. No. We can't go that way. No. No, we can't go that way. And the Jada Pinkers of the world, you know, that's just that's a dime a dozen with them, man. It's something wrong with her, man.
That's why I'm single to this day, Rad, man. I'm watching out for them Jada Pinkins of the world.
Real, you don't need nobody crazy, man. You don't want to wake up with nobody crazy next to you talking about doing what? You want to do what?
Yeah, man. Oh my goodness. Real Deal Sports Show every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. right here on the B1055. Fanatic, Rad, man, J-GILLZ. Appreciate you guys, man. We're going to check back in with y'all again next week. Brothers, have a great weekend.
No doubt. You do the same. Peace.
Peace. Yes, sir. Keep it where you need it, Rock City. The Back in Time Mix Show is on deck. Y'all know the vibes. The Beat 1055.